Welcome back, and you're still watching Good Morning Nigeria, and we are reaching you on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. The Integrated Gas Handling Facility of the Nigerian Petroleum Development Company, a subsidiary of the NNPC, is designed to deliver some 200 million standard cubic feet of gas to the domestic market, and this is in conformity with the federal government's gas utilization agenda. Now, joining us via Zoom from Warri in Delta State is Dr. Louis Brown Ogbefun, who is a former Pengasson president and convener Save Nigeria Oil and Gas Industry Initiative. Dr. Ogbefun, delighted to have you with us on the program this morning. Looks like there's some snowfall in the Warri there, so the signal is freezing. Clear?
And all
yes,
right.
I'm sure once that is cleared up, we'll see.
You know, this is a major, I think it's one of a very laudable development in terms of, if we consider the contribution to the auto gas or auto fuel policy of the federal government, and it's an initiative that I think started since 2018.
Yeah, that's right. Claire, I understand that almost immediately the snowfall in Warri has dried up, right, Dr. Ogbefun? So the freeze that we had a moment ago is off. Once again, we like to welcome you to Good Morning Nigeria, and you gave us an indication of what the Integrated Gas Handling Facility is all about.
Good morning, Nigerians, and good morning, NTA, and thank you for having me. I think the internet connectivity was an issue, but I do hope you are hearing me loud and clear. I didn't hear the part of the statement that was made, but I want to believe that you're talking about you asked for what the integrated gas handling facility is all about. First, if that's correct, let me start just to have a preamble before I go into that, and I hope we'll be able to have time to do that. I need to first of all congratulate the NNPC and indeed the federal government, especially the federal government, for not abandoning the projects that other successive governments had, or which their predecessors had before them. Usually, this is a total departure from we want to take credit of what we started and completed, and that is, we need to be able to give them this credit. We have seen it in railway transformation, we're also seeing it in gas policy initiative. Please recall that for decades, Nigeria could not really maximize or utilize its huge gas resource base, which currently stands at over 202 trillion cubic feet of proven gas reserves. And if we have all the necessary infrastructure, we could take another 600 trillion cubic feet of undiscovered gas potentials, which is huge. So let me now go to what the integrated gas handling facility is all about. First, let us know that gas is said to be 3 times cleaner than oil, chemically less complex, with combustion that generally results in less pollution. I'm super thrilled because this is a project of a local content implied solution, and we are talking about MPDC, which is a subsidiary of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation. Why am I thrilled, or why should Nigerians feel thrilled about this? The engineering works of the integrated gas handling facility was carried out 100% in Nigeria by Nigerians. All site construction, fabrication, and installation was performed 100% by Nigerians. We all know that Europeans, for instance, are saying that they want to ban the use of fossil fuel from 2040. Sweden, for instance, says by that year it wants to have 100% renewable fuel. And by 2025 or thereabout, I think Norway is saying that it's committed to zero emission vehicles. Therefore, the IGHF is a bridge to that gap and to the part of so many countries using natural gas utilization and other renewable energies to kickstart reduction in carbon emissions. What are we talking about here? It is the Oredo Integrated Gas Handling Facility located in Oredo Field, of mining lease 111 in Ologbo community in Edo State, with the LPG dispensing unit about 800 meters from Benin to Warrior Expressway. The Oredo Integrated Gas Handling Facility is a waste-to-wealth facility that converts fled gas to valuable LPG, propane and pentane. And within this period, you had about 350 skilled and unskilled personnel at the construction stage. You have additional 100 persons and so on and so forth. So what does this mean? The facility will enable MPDC or indeed the NMPC to export lean gas produced from Oredo field. Then you have sales of LPG extracted from the produced rich gas. So I think these are, in summary, what the integrated gas handling facility is all about.
Okay, Dr. Ogbeifon, you know, what is on the lips of every Nigerian at the moment is the auto gas and, of course, domestic gas penetration. What's the relationship between this and that?
Well, first, the Oredo field, like we said, for instance, is going to be delivering about 200 million standard cubic feet of gas to the domestic gas market. From Oredo there, it intends to also achieve this by delivering the massive gas infrastructure blueprint and improve domestic gas utilization to 5 billion standard cubic feet per day by 2022. So if this is true, the question of what is in it for Nigerians is like also asking for what is it for Nigeria as a whole. Now, at full operational capacity, that plant will be able to dispense about 330 tons of LPG per day, which is equivalent to about 16 standard of 20 tons LPG trucks. In addition, you have about 345 tons per day of propane, which with a projected revenue of about 107 million US dollars per year. And that will be about 2,600 barrels per day of condensate, of which 800 of it is pentane, and that is valued at 32.85 million US dollars per year from that facility. So Nigerians will ask, what does this mean for me? Propane, which is known as LPG sometimes, is commonly used for space and heating, for cooking, as well for engine applications such as forklifts, farm irrigation engines, fleet vehicles, buses. However, its applications are rapidly growing due to new technological developments. So when used as fuel in vehicles, propane is known as propane auto gas. So from the plant, pentane will also be extracted as a component of natural gas. What does that also mean? It has numerous industrial uses. Primarily, pentane is used to create a blowing agent, which is then used to create a foam known as polystyrene, used to make insulation material for refrigerator and heating pipes. So what does that mean for every Nigerian? It means that, for instance, you're going to have LPG plants and retail businesses littering the space. It's used in agriculture, is humongous, just like we have said. And also recall that the lean gas that will also be produced can be used to generate about 367 megawatts of power per day, equivalent of gas. And when you take that naira or dollar component, that is about 75 million US dollars of gas sales per year. Maintain provides great environmental benefit, producing more heat and light energy. So it means that energy is likely going to be available for our people, especially for those who are within the Oredo environment. And then, of course, it's going to produce this as against the fossil fuel we are going to be using. Remember, I did say that most countries are going to be exiting fossil fuel by 2040. And the revenue from LPG sales is estimated at about 26.8 billion naira per year. And the propane revenue estimated at about 38.52 billion naira per year. So NPDC as a company which is by extension the NNPC, will be at a vantage position to produce to generate revenues in excess of about 300 million per year. But like we said, for Nigerians, one of the key things that it can do, first, you have LPG businesses, both retail, and of course, those who want to also do the business in wholesale basis will need to get the proper orientation and applications through the necessary quotas. A large number of our youth, especially from the communities, are going to be empowered, which even as at now, those who started the projects, especially the youth from the community, were engaged in pipe fitting, welding, scaffolding, iron bending, and carpentry, many other things like that within the place. So the Skills Acquisition Center, which of course MPDC has as a logo, is also very key as byproducts of some of these things.
Okay.
So as time goes on, therefore,
Nigerians. Dr. Ogbefun, there are some points that I would like you to also speak to. I mean, the benefits or advantages of this gas handling facility have been articulated by you, and that's to be appreciated. The fact that it's been in pursuit also of local content development. But you know, for the benefit of some of our viewers, when you are saying something million cubic feet, people don't have a mental picture of exactly what you are saying. Well, no, gas is gas, like petrol or diesel, for instance. So let's just give an example. I mean, if you say it can evacuate so many tankers of gas, and we all see gas tankers on the road, you are going to evacuate maybe 10 tankers every day, and that goes on. Which raises the issue of, look, how do you evacuate the products that have been handled at the gas facility? Do you have a pipeline network already in that location or in other parts? We hear of AKK, which is a Jakuta, Kaduna, Kano gas pipeline, but we haven't heard around this Oredo gas facility now. And you're talking about the Warri Expressway. I hope, I mean, you've been on that road recently, and whether you can still describe it as an expressway, with the attendant risk of accidents and therefore fires, such as you have on the Oltedola Bridge very frequently. What then will be the complementary work that needs to be done to ensure that produce or products from the facility do get to the market?
Thank you so very much. I quite appreciate this, but for want of time, let me break it down and take about 3 components of what I mean when it comes to the advantages for the common man. When we say you have about 330 tons of LPG per day, for instance, that's equivalent to about 16 standard of 20 tons of LPG trucks that will be dispensing, all right, if taken onto gas businesses within Benin and its environment. It has a projection of about 26,400 cylinders of 12.5 kg, for instance, daily to the homes, especially of Benin and its environment. And then we do hope that it is also going to force down the price of gas. Having said this, yes, you're very correct when you talk about the pipelines and so on and so forth. Let us take it down. Usually, gas is better taken through pipeline networks. And the federal government and indeed the NNPC in these projects have done a lot, therefore, to be able to deliver these infrastructures to Nigerians through the pipelines. When you talk about the expressway and its attendant hazards, for instance, most of these pipes are not going to be at the surface level. And we do hope that Nigerians will also respect the pipe of way so that they don't look for what is inside the pipelines. Now, what has been done, therefore, you find out that the Escravos to Lagos Pipeline System 2, Obiafo, Obinkom, Oben, Opai Independent Power and Azura Power Plant and all that. You have the ODD project, for instance, which also have a capacity to produce almost 80 million standard cubic feet. So all these pipelines, whichever way they are laid, are not going to be surface driven, and of course they are new and not likely to be be susceptible to very easy puncture, as we have seen with the crude lines.
All right, Dr. Louis Brown Ogbefon, that's very heartwarming to hear from you. We will keep an eye on that. You can rest assured of that. I would like to thank you for joining us via Zoom from Warri, and of course, Dr. Louis Brown Ogbefon is former Pengaston president and convener, Save Nigeria Oil and Gas Industry Initiative.